How's it going, rednecks? I'm getting ready to fire up my heater and start a new project, and before I do that, I figured I'd show you the snowy outdoors. Right now it is Thursday night and we are under a winter weather advisory, and tomorrow we are going to have an ice storm, and apparently they're already closing schools, so this is going to be kind of a weird build, but I'm going to be starting a lawnmower build. And before I go over that, let me get this heater fired up, let me get this garage warmed up, then I'll introduce you to my new project.
Oh God! Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God! Come on, little girl. Okay. Does it start?
No.
I don't know what this one does at all. Oh, let's get on the ramp.
With that out of the way, I am going to start a build on a lawn tractor. I also have a lawnmower right here, and the reason I'm doing this is kind of exciting. I decided, since I don't have enough projects obviously going on, I'm going to create my own kind of group, and it's called the Mud Mow Fivehundo. And what the objective of the group is going to be is to have a lawnmower or something that has mowed lawn in its life. Compete in off-road events, drag races, wheelie competitions, and I'm going to try and keep it kind of small. It's a small Facebook group right now, but I'll kind of go over some of the rules as we kind of get going with this build. But for right now, I just want to start working on this thing. I bought this one for $100, and this is the one I want to run. And right now, you guys know about as much as me. It is a Wizard, which I've never heard of. It has a 24 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. It is a hydrostatic driven transmission. And then over here I have a Craftsman, which a 12.5 horsepower. And this is actually a stick, so this has gearing on it, but that rear end would never hold up to the 24 horse. And I don't know if I said it, but yeah, I paid $50 for that, $100 for this one. I have yet to hear it run, so that is going to be the objective in this video. Let's see if we can get this thing to start. It will turn half a revolution, and that is with a car battery jumping it. So I got my work cut out. Hopefully a little bit of heat in here will loosen up the oil. I'm going to pull that cover off, make sure there's not a rat's nest under there, and kind of see what we got going on. So bear with me and let's see what we can do. So first things first, I want to get this hood off, but before I remove that, I want to quick let you guys see what this thing will do. This battery's been charging for about a day now, and it's at 12.6 volts. So what I did is I jumped the solenoid because the key is not working on it right now, and you're going to see what it does. That is it right now, and I can already see through here there's a belt that's trying to move, so I'm kind of curious if whatever that's driving is locked up. But like I said, before I even do anything, I want to get this hood out of the way because I know I'm going to be working in here quite a bit. I want to get this motor kind of look through and see what's going on. So without further ado, let's start working on it.
Be meek, look beneath the bed before you go to sleep. Keep on, I shine. You'll surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Gone to the place where all this began. To start again. Won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes.
Alright guys, I almost hate to admit this, but I've been living in the city now for about 15 years. Back when I was younger, when I was living at my parents' house, I'd mow their lawn on one of these, but I've never worked on one, so they're still kind of a mystery to me. But I want to get the deck off of this, but before I do that, I want to spray something inside the cylinders. This is a 2-cylinder, and I want to pull both spark plugs out and kind of let them soak for a day. And if you look here underneath the cover, all I found bad so far was a little mouse guy decided he was going to try and do some mechanical work and started chewing. This is the power wire to this coil pack. And then here's his house right here, and it looks like he made a little bit of a meal out of the wire, spark plug wire going to this coil pack. So we're going to have to fix them, but I want to get them spark plugs out, get some oil sprayed in them, and then I want to get that deck off. So let's get to work. Well, that's absolutely amazing. I decided to check for spark, and as you can see, if I turn the motor over and you watch the spark plug, this thing actually has spark. Well, at least on that one cylinder. I'm not going to bother with the other one right now. I'm going to get this deck removed, so that is impressive. Well, of course I couldn't resist, and I had to check to see if I had spark on the other cylinder. That is unreal, and I gotta admit, I'm gonna be tempted to just tape those up, and I haven't gone over the Mud Mow Fivehundo very well yet. I will at the end of this video, I guess. I'm gonna make a pathetic attempt to remove the deck. I already have the mower jacked up in the front, and I gotta be honest, I'm not even sure if that's gonna help me. I don't know if I gotta jack up the front, if I just lay it flat and pull the deck out. It's gonna be pretty funny, but hopefully I make it look easy, because I don't want to look like a fool on camera, that's for sure. Yeah, here I go. Well, that was quite easy and pretty self-explanatory. There were 5 clips, 2 on each side, and then 1 in the back that kind of held the deck from side shifting. And I gotta say, that thing's pretty freaking heavy. I'm a little winded right now. But as far as the mower and the Mud Mow Fivehundo, it's a little kind of a event that I'm going to create. It's going to probably be somewhere around May in Michigan for anybody that wants to actually compete in it. What it is it's going to be $500 mowers. Now, $500 is a estimated value. So if you can get a mower for free from your dad or something, what you need to do is you need to put a value to that, an actual like sale value. So whatever you think it's worth, and then whatever you put into it. And I gotta say, you're probably going to want to stay below $400, because if you get this thing all said and done, get it all built the way you want, and the starter goes out, and you only have $50 to work with or something, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, because there's going to be high penalties for any mower that goes over $500. Now, when I say $500, I don't mean just $500 for the mower, obviously. If you want to put a set of tires on it, that needs to get added to the list. If you need to replace a spark plug wire, you got to add that to the list. Everything you do to this mower is going to be on a list that you're going to keep track of. So the day of the event, we have an idea of how much you have into your mower, and you could win a trophy for having the cheapest mower there. On top of that, you got to have something reliable, because the competitions are going to be first, best of show, cheapest mower, maybe most rig mower. I haven't figured that out yet as far as the show goes. But as far as the performance goes, I'm going to have drag races, I'm going to have tractor pulls, I'm going to have a wheelie competition, and then we're going to have the best one of all. I actually got a piece of property, or I know somebody with a piece of property that has a little quad trail in the back, so we're going to do lap times. So we'll have probably 5 trophies for the first event, and I'm pretty excited to say the least. I know this thing's probably not going to win, because you're not going to want hydrostatic drive, because I can't increase the speed of this, but with 24 horses, I'm hoping that it has plenty of torque behind it. I'm banking on the tractor pull maybe the wheelie competition. This thing's not going to be a speed demon, unfortunately. I think that's going to do it for today. I got this thing pretty far torn down. I'm going to let those things soak. I'm going to spray the cylinders again with some PB Blaster. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get to hear this thing run. So see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back to the next day and the second day of my mower build. I think what I'm going to do right now is get the spark plugs put back in and see if this thing will crank over with the compression of the cylinders behind it, because before it couldn't. So I'm curious if just having that thing sit with PB Blaster in the cylinders for a day is going to do it some good. So as you can see, I already got the garage heater going nice and warm in here. It is 20 degrees and that is the Fahrenheit outside right now. So it's quite cold, really windy. I can hear everything blowing around out there right now, but I'm nice and toasty in here. It's a good like 65 degrees, but yeah, what do you say we get them spark plugs put in and see if this thing will crank over and hopefully spray some starter fluid right down that there carb and get this thing fired up. So let's get back to work. Alright, here we go. I got the spark plugs in. I'm going to leave the key off. And what I'm going to do is just try and get this thing to turn over. And let's hope for the best, because before we had this thing, it would only do half a revolution and then it wouldn't go any further. So let's see what it does. That's looking a lot more promising. Yeah. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, probably open my garage because we sprayed a lot of oil down there. But I'm going to spray some starter fluid down there. We're going to see if this thing will start now. I'm pretty excited. I want to hear this thing kick over. So, yeah, unfortunately, my heat is not going to remain when I open that door. So I'm going to have to make it brief. But I want to hear this thing run. So let's try it. Wow, I was not expecting that. I didn't even spray starter fluid down it, so it must have been running off the old gas that was sitting in the carb. Holy cow, that actually caught me off guard quite a bit. It runs. Oh, let's try that again. Alright, might need starter fluid now.
A few moments later.
Thank goodness. So much for being warm. Is it cold in here now? But I am so excited that thing started, because that does two things for me. Tells me, first of all, that the fuel in that thing's good. Second of all, that thing's capable of running. And as you've seen, I messed with the throttle. I can idle it down. I can rev it back up. Kind of backfired once for a little bit there, but not that big of a deal. I'm not hearing any knocks in the motor or nothing, so I'm pretty happy. And what that's going to allow me to do now is start putting this motor back together, get all the top plate and stuff put back on it. But before I do that, I kind of want to start tearing off all the stuff that's not necessary anymore. This was the deck helper spring right here. There's a few brackets and miscellaneous things under there. I know the bracket on the front right here can come off, so I'm going to start pulling some of the unnecessary stuff off. Well, my heater, I just turned on my garage heater, as well as I got this guy here going. So while we're getting heat, I'm going to start tearing this thing apart and get my body moving so I can get warmed up. So, man, am I excited. Rednecks, we got quite a bit done in this video. We got the engine running. We got to tear this thing apart and kind of see what it's going to look like. And I tell you what, there's a lot of ground clearance under that thing, so that's pretty good. You seen me take the brush guard off. That's going to get put back on. I want to get the hood on, get that brush guard more level. It was kind of angled down before. On top of that, I kind of want to take the battery up here and I want to kind of relocate it down into here to get some of that weight down lower. And there's a bar that I removed that goes right through there. It actually supports the steering gearbox, so I'm going to have to put that back in. If you can see right there, this bar went through that hole. Let's see if I can just angle, yeah, look at that. And what it did is it supported this. This is your gearbox right here. Now watch when I turn the wheel. See how much that moves? I don't know if it's visible on camera, but it's going up and down. So I got to try and put that bar through. I'm going to weld it here, and then I'm going to weld it all inside there. You can see right there I can do a weld. I can do another weld there, and then I'll do a weld on the other side of the frame. So yeah, I guess next video we'll hopefully get this thing, I'll get the gas tank on it, put the seat back on it, and kind of run it around a little bit, see how good it is. But for right now, I'm going to end this video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and get back to work.